video. So today we're going to be doing a girl talk. So I've got some questions written down here. So yeah, let's get into the video. The first one says, what is your love language? My love language personally is physical touch. Like, I like to be close to someone. I'm very needy. But everyone's love language is different. Most people I know is physical touch, but that's because I gravitate to people that want hugs and stuff more, because I don't know, I never used to be a big fan of hugs, but the older I'm getting, the more I like hugs, if that makes sense. So yeah, physical touch is mine, especially to a partner. Like, I love it. How to deal with cramps. Cramps are hard when you first get your period, I won't lie. Because your periods are so irregular, it's very hard to track when you get, like, when you're gonna start. Mine are still irregular now, and I've had mine for about 6 years now. And it gets easier because you know when you're about to start, because you know the signs. Like, I get backache and I get bellyache before I start, and I just feel really sick and like sad. So I know when I'm about to start. But to deal with cramps, I use a hot water bottle and I put it on my belly, or like where it hurts around here. Because my bellyache I get when I'm on my period is so bad I could cry. Like, there's been this time where I cried before because it was that bad and I was out. So there was nothing we could do. That was quite when I first started. Also, I take pills. So I take 2 tablets, which helps because it sorts out the cramps, does that make sense? Also, make sure, like, when you, like, in, like, most people start around year 5 to year 6. So in, like, that time, make sure you start leaving, like, a period stuff, like, kit in your bag. Just so you start at school or something, it's easier because you don't need to speak to a teacher. Because if you have a spare change of knickers or, like, whatever you wear down there, or, like, and pills and pads, then you're fine. Because it can be quite awkward to speak to a teacher, especially if you have a male one. So I recommend doing that. So yeah. How old was I when I got my period? I was in year 6 when I got my period. I don't know the age I was. I think I must have been at least 12. I say 12. 12 or 11, it was one of them, but I don't know exactly which one. So yeah, I've had it ever since, and now I'm in year 12, so fun. What do you think is a good age to lose your virginity? Personally, I don't think there is an age. I think when you're ready, you know you're ready. Like, I think, personally, virginity is your own thing. I could say, yeah, a good age to lose virginity is, say for example, 16, the legal age. But then some people might not be ready at 16. So there's not really an age on it. I say just wait until you're ready. And if you have a partner that you can trust, then maybe give it a go. But I wouldn't rush into anything, because there's no point rushing, because once your virginity's gone, it's gone forever. So yeah. How do you tell your ex to leave you alone? Personally, I never had to tell an ex to leave me alone, but I'd say block them on all social media so they can't get hold of you. If you see them in college, school, workplace, university, whatever you do for, like, your current education, I say tell either a staff or, like, one of your friends so they can keep an eye on him, make sure he's leaving you alone and stuff, because I think personally that's the best bet you're gonna have, because I don't think he would listen to you, because if he wants you, he's gonna fight for you regardless of what you think, or regardless of what happened for you both to end. So yeah. Period sets. This is a no. Please never do periods. This is the worst thing I could ever describe. Period sets is just a no-go. I will never be doing it. Sorry to my partner. That would just not be a thing. You would have to wait a week when I'm on my period. That is just a no, because that is so messy. Like, blood will be everywhere. Just no. That's grim. Once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't necessarily agree with this, because I don't agree with cheating, but I also don't necessarily agree once a cheater, always a cheater, because if you think about it, if they love that person truly and 100%, they're not going to cheat because they love you. Whereas if they don't love you, then they're more inclined to cheat because they're scared to break it off with you. But they also wouldn't do that to someone they love. So I don't necessarily think once a cheater, always a cheater. Because if you find the right person, you're not going to cheat, are you? Let's be real. So, yeah. Is watching porn cheating? Personally, I say no, but I don't watch porn because I don't think it's good for your mental state. I watch Netflix shows to do with sex and stuff, but never anything too bad. But I don't think it's good for your mental because it gives a bad perspective on what sex actually is like. So I don't recommend it, but I don't necessarily think it's cheating because your partner, if you say to your partner you're watching it, she should be okay with it. There should be, oh no, but you're cheating on me because you're watching other people have it. That shouldn't be the case because them people you don't know in real life and they're actors, you're never probably gonna see them or meet them. So your partner should never be worried that you're gonna go with, like, you get me? Like, it should never be a worry. How to get over heartbreak. Personally, I've been through heartbreak before. What you have to do is you have to block them on all social medias and avoid any contact with them. Because if you have contact with them, it will go, oh, but this could have been something really good. And your mind will trick you into feeling more sad because you let something so good go. So personally, I don't think you should have them on social media. I think you should delete them and move on. Start talking to other lads, start talking to other women, and just try and move on. Discharge. Now, I get discharge at the end of my period. It is 100% normal. It's nothing to be worried about. Like, everyone gets it. When I first started getting it, I was a bit concerned, and I was like, well, what is this? Because I've never seen it before. So I did actually ask my mum when I first started my period after it finished, because that's when I first started getting the discharge. And my mum explained to me that it's normal and like everything's fine. So it can be quite worrying. But I think once you come to terms with your body and you understand it, it becomes a lot easier. I think it just ideally depends on like your body and how you have it. Because everyone's discharge will be different. Some people might have it beginning of period. Some people might just have it randomly on random days. And there's no real reason for it. Some people might have it at the end of periods. There's no real reason. Some people might have it when hormones are high. Like, you just don't know. There's loads of different outcomes. But yeah, that's how I deal with it. So it's nothing to worry about. So yeah. Is the sex talk with your parents awkward? No, I never actually had the sit down sex talk because I'm very open with my mum and my sister. Like, I have an older sister, and we're all really open. So if I want to know something, I'll just go up to my mum and be like, can you explain this to me? Or like this. And then she'll explain it to me. Personally, I don't find it awkward. But it depends on your family dynamics, because some people don't get on with their parents, and then that could be quite awkward. Because if you don't get on with your parents, you need to be able to trust them to be able to speak to them about it. I don't speak to my dad about anything, I'm not gonna lie. To me, he's a man, like, he doesn't need to know what I'm thinking, like, it's nothing to do with him. And what I speak to my mum about, my mum doesn't really tell my dad, because I have a bond where I trust my mum, so she wouldn't want to ruin that. And I have a very close with a group, like one of my best friends from primary, we always talk about stuff like this. Like, it's just normal, we giggle about it, like, I don't know, we just have that friendship. Same with my cousin, like, we're really, like, close, like, we just randomly come out with stuff and we're like, why did we even mention that? Like, yeah, it's just weird, but yeah. How to tell your mum you started your period. Basically, I started my period before school. Like, it was literally before school. My mum was about to take me, and then I had cramps. I went to the toilet, and so there was blood all in my knickers, so I had to get rechanged. I just basically said, Mum, I started my period, and she came in and showed me how to use a pad. For the first one, she actually, like, put it on my knickers just to show me. Because I've never used a pad before. I haven't really ever seen them before until I needed them, because there were nothing to do with. You get me? So I never had to be that, like, deep into it, if that makes sense. Because it was before school, so I just told my mum, and then she just came and helped me, if that makes sense. I don't really find anything awkward around my mum. Like, we just talk about it. If something awkward, I'll do like a nervous laugh, but in laugh is like, it's awkward, but I also like talking about that because it helps me understand, if that makes sense. So yeah, also there's another question here, and it says, how to deal with go to a shop when your boobs growing. Personally, I say, when your boobs growing, if your boobs are growing and you don't really know what size to get, go the size up. Or if your boobs are growing rapidly because you're at that age where your hormones are high, then I say go 2 sizes up, because it's better to have like enough room than not enough room, if that makes sense, because you don't want them sliding or flapping over the side, if that makes sense. I know that was a bad terminology, but you know what I mean. Personally, I don't shop for my bras. I go with my mum and she helps me, because the cup sizes confuse me, like 15C, AB, like they all confuse me. I don't understand it. Like, I really don't. So normally my sister takes us, and then me, my mum and sister go around the shops, have a gully day and do it, because that's the only way I know how to do it. Because yeah, I don't know, I just find it very hard to know the cup sizes. So yeah, if you have something you can speak to, it might be best speaking to them about it, because everyone's boobs are different. Some people don't really have many boobs at my age. Some people have big boobs at my age. Some people have medium boobs. Like, everyone boobs are different. Everyone looks different. Then nobody's the same. So I say speak to your parents if you want to know more, because I've helped the best I can. But this information is coming from me, so stuff that helps me. It might help you, but it also might not. So yeah, hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please make sure to like, subscribe and comment, and see you in the next one. Bye!